Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Peter here. Today's video is from the house of Nasomatto and it's their brand new fragrance called Baraonda. This is, I would say, the most mass appealing, most likable Nasomatto fragrance in the entire line. I think this just has something in general that's just more likable and accessible than their other fragrances. This isn't brash and hard and really dense and complex and, scary. It's very easy to wear and likable. The opening note is a boozy note. I don't drink alcohol whatsoever, and there's mixed information on what it is. Some people say it's rum, some people say it's brandy. Personally, and I'm no expert, but to me it smells like whiskey. It opens up with a whiskey note. And it does smell like whiskey. Whiskey is a very volatile note in perfume, as is any alcoholic-based note. It burns off almost instantaneously. So I would say within 2 minutes that booziness is kind of gone very quickly. But this fragrance is very clever. It does something that kind of mimics the boozy accord, which makes it feel like it drags on way into the mid. And what it does to my nose is it creates this almost syrupy-like accord with some kind of a dried fruit kind of aspect, and the way it's blended kind of mimics certain aspects of whiskey. So it feels like, and especially because your brain registers whiskey in the opening, I think that subliminal subconscious thing in your head that says whiskey just gets extended because of the way it mimics whiskey. But I would say if you were to wear the mid of this fragrance after it's been on your skin for half an hour or an hour, and you put your nose to a random person, I would bet money on that none of them would say whiskey, but they probably would in the first 20 seconds. So I think it's very clever. It manages to mimic a lot of the elements of whiskey. So yeah, it's kind of sweet, syrupy, a little bit fruity, more like kind of dried, fermenting kind of fruit smell. It's very nice, even though I don't like boozy fragrances and I wouldn't wear kind of an alcoholic fragrance. I appreciate this. I think it's very well done. And like I say, it's just got this mass appeal that smells very inviting. I can see this getting compliments, even though that's not something I think about, but I think in general it would. A lot of people are going to like this fragrance. It does come across as very simple. There's not, especially when you compare it to other Nasomattos, there's not massive complexity to it, but it's just very pleasant. It's nice. I think personally, as it starts to dry down, it changes from this syrupy kind of dried fruitiness that kind of starts to mimic the whiskey accord in the opening, and it transforms into a slightly more musky base. I would say, to my nose, it reminds me of Cashmeran or Cashmeran Velvet. Kind of a slightly almost animalic-ish kind of musk that's kind of really hard to describe if you don't know what Cashmeran smells like. It's kind of like an animalic musk to me, and as it dries down further I start to get a sweetness coming through, which to me smells quite clearly of vanilla. So I would say in the base you're going to notice a slight hint of vanilla coming through with this kind of slightly animalic-y kind of musk. There may even be a little bit of resin, although it's hard for me to say which, but there's still a little bit of a stickiness to it in the end of the dry down with the musk and a little bit of the vanilla. So maybe there's a little bit of resin in here. We'll never know because Nasomatto don't release note breakdowns, so what anybody says, take it with a pinch of salt. Trust your own nose really. It's one you have to, any Nasomatto is just one you have to try for yourself. But that's honestly the best way I can describe it to you for my senses. So I wouldn't be put off by the booze if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't want to walk around for the whole day smelling of booze. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I don't think anybody is going to smell it on you after 20 minutes and associate alcohol. I really don't. I think they're going to smell something that's sweet, something that's pleasant, something that they're going to say, you smell good. They might say it's slightly syrupy, slightly fruity, but I don't think anyone's going to say that you smell of booze apart from the initial opening. In terms of performance for this, I'm hitting 6 hours longevity with an hour of fairly decent projection. In terms of when to wear it, I would say probably in the evening, fall and winter. It's, like I say, it's the most accessible Nasomatto in my opinion, and the most likable, and I think it'll be a good seller. I don't think people have kind of cottoned onto this one yet. It seems to be a bit of a delayed reaction, but I think it's one of the best from the line in terms of wearability, and I do genuinely think this is one that would get attention from other people around you. It's definitely a really good fragrance. I would recommend personally to check this one out, especially if you're a fan of something like, I don't know, CH Man Privé. I don't smell any whiskey in CH Man Privé. I thought it was quite poor. Doesn't smell all that good. But if you liked the idea of that, or you want a niche version, check out this one. I think this is very well done. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, guys.